All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our U.S. English corporate update call. We really appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to the busy schedule, middle of the day, middle of the week, to join us to receive the wonderful updates that we have today on our call. I want to welcome Angie Hawthorne, as you all heard her speak earlier. Before turning the call over to me, she's our COO, probably one of the most brilliant minds, not only in the company, but in my circle of network, that she is very brilliant, very smart, hardworking, and very caring. So we really appreciate her for joining, and we're grateful. Is that Ryan Mumford in the conference room with her?
It is.
It is. You're looking great today. Thank you for joining us. We usually don't have you on our call, but we want to welcome you. Ryan is our CFO. He makes sure that each and every one of you are getting your commission checks and getting paid. He takes care of all the budgets. Therefore, we get to go on these this wonderful incentive trip that we have coming up next year in April that we're going to be talking more about. But he's the magic man, though, that the person that controls the money, controls a lot of things that we do. And we're grateful to have him on our team because he looks at using money in the perspective as a distributor. What can we do for you instead of what can we take from you and grow the company? He has a different mindset, and I love him for that. And we appreciate him here at Actives working on your behalf to have each and every one of you successful. We also have one of our co-founders and president, Ryan Thompson, on this call. We're always appreciative of him being nicely dressed. He has the white shirt today. So it's pretty serious, it looks like, coming on here, but we appreciate him. We also appreciate David Brown, our CEO and our other co-founder. We had our newcomers call last night, and it was great. David, as I pointed out on our call, his message is always the same. He always builds his companies on a solid foundation of having the best products, the most cutting edge products to deliver to you in the cheapest way as possible, but also with the integrity of running the company that he puts people first. And he, David, and the rest of the team has always reiterated that our biggest assets is you, our distributors. And so we're very grateful for you. And we appreciate David for taking the time in sharing that message in different ways, because each week or each month, I would say, he delivers his message in a different way. And so last night, he talked a little bit about our products, and he got into the details of some of the products and how it affects our body. So if you did not join us on the call last night, feel free to join us or watch that recording on our Actives YouTube page, and you get to listen to David's newcomer call message. So with that being said, I would want to turn the time over to Angie Hawthorne for some of our announcements.
Okay, thank you, Stu. And we're going to excuse David today because David is, his daughter is having a baby. So he's actually on grandchild watch while his wife is with their daughter, and we wish them well. So I think this is his 5th grandbaby. So we'll say congratulations to David and hope everything goes well, and he'll be in our thoughts and prayers. Okay, we're going to jump into our announcement. So next week is the last week of September. So, we really need to be driving to close the month, the rest of this week, and then the next week. I'm going to quickly go through what we have going on for the month of September, so you guys know what you can build towards. We have our communication channel. So if you have not subscribed to our Telegram channel, be sure to do that. Download Telegram, search for Actives USA, subscribe to our channel, because this is where we send out our promotions, we send out some of the recordings, we'll send out the reminders for the meetings. So be sure to join the Telegram. And then again, if you text Activate to the number on the screen, you will get a reminder about an hour before the meeting so that you can have a reminder to join the meetings. All right, for the month of September, we launched our Share, Activate, and Earn promotion, where if you enroll someone at a different amount, if it's 100 to 199 PB, You'll get 30 product credits. If you enroll someone at 200 to 479, it's 75 product credits. And if you enroll someone at 480, which is the premium pack or above, you'll get 160 product credits. And those will be awarded to your account every Friday. So last Friday, we uploaded points to your account. And if you continue to enroll, we'll continue to upload points to your account. There is no limit on the points. Sorry, that's not correct. There is a limit of 500 product credits that you can earn on the enrollments that you do. And the promotion is from enrollment September 1st to September 30th. So continue to enroll people so you can continue to earn product credits, which means free products. Okay, we also relaunched the 500 Club in August. So you have August, September, and October to enroll 10 people and to earn $500, an iPad, or promotional products. So again, make sure you have your goal in place. It's about 4 enrollments each month, 4 enrollments in August, 4 enrollments in September, and then finish it up in October. If you did not get your enrollments in August or September, then you have a little bit more work to do in September and October, but be sure you know what you need to do to qualify for the 500 Club. This is a great promotion that it's not just for new distributors. New distributors, when they enroll, they have 90 days, but we have opened this up for the promotional period to all distributors, whether you are enrolled in August or if you enrolled in 2018. This is open for everyone to qualify for the 500 Club again. Okay, our meeting schedule, and actually I'm going to skip this because our meetings, we've already done our meetings for September.
Well, while you're doing that, can I make a comment about, so Tom Scheffler, congratulations yesterday on qualifying for the 500 Club and already getting that. So while you have all the way through the end of October, people are qualifying every day in getting that 500 Club qualification. So congratulations, Tom, on qualifying yesterday, and we'll see more and more qualifications as we get closer to the end of October.
That is awesome. Congratulations, Tom. I know that your team and Roy already qualified for the 500 Club. He might be qualifying a second time, but you guys have been running hard for the 500 Club, so that is awesome. Okay, we're going to just jump to our last announcement. So, and my PowerPoint went away. I apologize. Now you guys can see all of my items on my screen. There we go. Okay, September is the last month to qualify for our Actives Incentive Trip, which is going to take place April of 2023. So you need to be sure within the last couple weeks, you know exactly what you need to do to get to the incentive trip. You can go on the website, find the incentive trip tab, look to see how you earn points, but you can earn points by placing reorders, your personal enrollment placing orders, by having an auto ship, by rank advancing, and by your personal enrollments rank advancing. So know what you need to do these last 2 weeks or last week and a half to qualify for the incentive trip. We want everyone to be on the incentive trip. We uploaded the points. I believe it was, what is today? So we uploaded points, updated points on Monday. We'll update points again today and load them onto the website. So if you go to the incentive trip page, on the top of the page, there is the login button. You use your same distributor ID number and your same password that you have to get into your back office to log in to see where you are with your points. But be sure you have your plan. We want everyone with us in Cancun in April 2023. So know what you need to do to get there. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us because we will be happy to put a plan together with you. But you have a week and a half to qualify. It's going to be a lot of work, but we have a lot of people that are very close, so we want to see you there. Okay, Stu, I'm going to turn the time back over to you.
All right, thank you, Angie. Sorry, I couldn't get myself off of mute. Thank you for those announcements. I also want to apologize. I am actually on the road at my son's doctor appointment. As you probably heard, my son broke his ankle, and it's his right ankle, and he had surgery a couple of weeks ago. They put 2 screws in, and so he cannot drive to his appointment. So I got to drive him there and back and get him back for school. But the reason why it was so interesting, and I wanted, if you guys could all bear with me in sharing this story, is we had to go to the doctors this morning in my active shirt, by the way, because they are giving him what they call a bone stimulator. Now, with fractures, it's a matter of time to heal, or you put a screw or plate in, you break your collarbone, all you do is put your hand in or your arm in a sling, and it's just gonna, mold together, calcify together, and you get new bone, and then it eventually heals. You know, that process takes anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks. Sometimes it could take months or longer. But they called us and saying this new technology that we've got is a low frequency ultrasound that's supposed to stimulate bone growth. And it's so effective that it stimulates the bone to recover 38 to 45% faster than if you didn't use a bone stimulator. And so it's pretty interesting. Technology nowadays has advanced. And I think for those who were on the call last night, there was a question posed to David when they asked, you know, what is the difference with Dr. McCord's previous product to what we have here at Genomics at Actives here. And David brought the analogy of the cell phone, having that razor phone, that flip phone, compared to what we have today in the smartphone. Both are great. Both work. Both does, you know, allow us to make calls, to send texts. But one is easier than the other. One is more effective in using into sending texts, making calls, doing FaceTime. And so all these technological advances has led us to where we are today in all different industries and all different fields, whether it ranges from products to bone stimulators to getting us to become healthier faster. And so with that being said, our guest speaker today, I wanted to roll that into what our guest speaker is. He has over 40 years of experience in network marketing. And so within the time that he started or knew about network marketing to what it is today, I'm pretty sure that he had to adjust, that he had to change certain things, whether it's from a flip chart to now doing conference calls. We have technology of Zoom calls like how we are today. We can be in all different parts of the world. I'm in Hawaii. Our special guest hails from the great state of Florida. So we're crossing 4 different time zones in this time, but we're on the same call. And so I'm gonna let our guest speaker, Scott Ford, talk a little bit more about his history of network marketing and also what brought him into Actives. As those who attended the July event in Salt Lake City, Scott Ford came from Florida all the way to Utah to join us for our event there. And that was the first time that I got to meet Scott. And interesting enough, he is actually Karen Tolt's brother. And so there's some relationship and some family unity here among all of us here at Actives. And so I'm going to turn the time over to Scott to introduce himself. He has 8 kids and he loves fishing. Therefore, I think that's why he's probably not going to leave the state of Florida, because they have great fishing over there. But nonetheless, I will turn the time over to him to talk about his journey and experience with network marketing and why he joined Actives.
Hi, Stuart. Thanks for such a warm introduction. I appreciate that. Can you hear me okay? Fantastic. Hi, guys. For the folks who didn't meet me in Salt Lake City, my name is Scott, and my wife, Melissa, and I live in the Sarasota area of Southwest Florida on the Gulf of Mexico. And Stu, you're right. It's phenomenal world-class fishing here. So I love it. I love it. We've been married 28 years, and she's my best friend. And I'm very, very blessed because I'm married up, trust me. And and we have 8 kids, 4 boys, 4 girls, and they all are either, if they're old enough, they're in the business, or they are looking forward to getting in the business when they get old enough. And that's sort of how our network marketing history is. My parents got in network marketing back in 1972 because of one product, okay? They were offered the product, and the person who was offering it to them said, do you want to buy retail or wholesale? And they said, well, wholesale. And they got in the business to buy wholesale, that one product. The blessing of that is that Karen Toth, my sister, and I were raised in a home that was in the network marketing industry our entire lives. And my parents were sponsored by what we would consider an A16. So we grew up in an environment with those folks and that lifestyle, and we got to see that. So I always wanted financial freedom. So I knew from the very beginning that either I'd be in the network marketing business, which is what I thought, or I would own a company that I could control. But in 1980, that's earlier than a lot of these people on the call ever, were born. At 16 years old, I joined the business. Back then, no one wanted to hear business ideas or business advice from a, scrawny 16-year-old. So I concentrated on the product side and paid for my 4-year college degree completely with network marketing money. I never took out a single student loan. And when I got out of college, I ended up going into a regular business. I started a company in my 20s and was doing well. When Melissa and I got married in 1994, we were both entrepreneurial. We got back in the network marketing business, back with actually the same company, and we went after it hard. And we built a business that was in several countries, and thought we were doing well. And then 2004, our world crashed, and we had to start over. The leadership of our organization, not the company, but the distributor organization that we were a part of, had a crisis in leadership, and there was a very bitter fight about who was going to lead the organization. And probably 3/4 of the 60,000 plus people that were in that organization quit. It wasn't a problem with the company. It wasn't a problem with network marketing. It was a problem with the individuals leading that organization. It was a people problem, a lack of character problem. So in 2004, we had to start over pretty much from ground zero and rebuild it. And we thought to ourselves that had we already done it once, we can do it a second time. And we worked hard, went after it. We had moved to Florida by that point from Louisville, Kentucky, which is where we're originally from. And we built a business from ground zero, knowing absolutely nobody in the state of Florida other than my sister, who was about 9 hours away on the other side of Florida. We built that business back to where we were previously. And then in 2016, I had a severe medical situation where I almost died. And for about 2 years, was unable to do much of anything. Thank goodness our network marketing income came in month after month after month because of the work we had done previously. And that's what kept the lights on and kept us from being homeless and all of those fun outcomes that could have happened, but didn't. In 2018, our business came to a screeching halt again. And that is because I had, again, a severe medical situation. I was in a hospital bed, Stuart, for almost 9 months, 3 months in an intensive care unit, 6 months at home with a PICC line, and 6 months basically. I went from about 180 pounds to 347 pounds. I went from about a 30-inch waist to a 54-inch waist because of the medicines, the steroids, the lack of activity. And if that wasn't bad enough, the same folks that caused the issues back in 2004, our leadership decided that was a good time to try to consolidate and take over all the teams that had remained. And that happened when we were out of the picture, and we had probably 4/5 of what we had built quit. Not just our team, but a lot of teams quit. And it was like starting over from ground zero again. And as you can imagine, between the medical and what happened with our business, we were devastated. And quite frankly, searching for answers. We weren't sure if we ever wanted to do network marketing again, ever. Not because it was a bad industry. We believed in the industry. We knew it was better than working a job, but we had been burned twice. And because of that, we took our entrepreneurial skills and we went into a different field. My wife's dad was in construction as a general contractor up north. So we started a construction company. We worked with Lowe's in several states and we did installations for them. And that took off and we rocked that hard. And then in 2020, a little thing called COVID hit. And Right. And all of a sudden, nobody wanted us renovating their kitchens in their homes. They didn't want us in their homes or around them at all. And our business went from cranking A12 money to zero in almost 30 days. It was amazing. And so at that point, Karen asked me if this was 2020, Karen asked me if I wanted to look at active. And that was a hard no from me at that point, because we were trying to figure out what we were doing and where we were going. In 2021, I was very, very, very sick. Still part of that same process. I had docs looking at me, looking for cancer, looking for everything from colon cancer to irritable bowel. And Karen called me one day and led with a very simple testimony of somebody who was using the product and having great results. And would I please try a product? And I said, sure. So she sent me a link. And quite frankly, I wasn't sure anything about the product, but I tried Link. And in about 1 week, a lot of things that were happening to me, 1 week, a lot of things that were happening to me went away. And my doctors were astounded. They couldn't understand why that had happened, what was going on, but they said, well, keep doing what you're doing. So fast forward 16 months later, June of 2022, my doctors, from my cardiologist to gastroenteritis, they were all stunned at the difference in my heart. I had gone from 347 pounds. I had lost well over 100 pounds. My A1C had gone from 10.2 to 5.7, which is 0.1 higher than a non-diabetic. Basically, I had reversed almost every single thing that was causing me issues. Karen then suggested I might want to look at Active again, and it was a hearty yes. So, so we sat down and talked. You know, I can only be stupid so many times, right? So we sat down and talked, and I looked at the comp plan, and I said, okay, this looks good, but tell me about the people, because that's what messed us up before. And she talked about you guys, talked about the leadership team. She talked about Ryan and David, and Karen praised them highly. And David reached out and said, come to Salt Lake City and meet the leadership team. And that was sort of a yes or no weekend for us. So we went out to Salt Lake City. We met David and his beautiful wife. We met Ryan and you and the rest of the leadership team. And we realized that you guys are exactly what we had been praying for. And that is, you're authentic, you are committed, and you are men and women of character, which is what was lacking in, obviously, in our last organization. We got in this business to create generational income. That's what we got in network marketing for in the beginning, was not just to provide an income for us, but we wanted to provide an income for our children's children and their children as well. And network marketing was going to be our retirement, okay? Now, I wanted that retirement in my 40s, but that's, I missed that a little bit, but that's okay. Why Active? Active has a couple of points for us being the perfect business for our family. One is the right product. We have the best products that backed by real research and real world experiences. I'm a living example of the difference, the significant difference that our products can make. These products will impact most people's lives if they'll give it a chance. Second, it's the right comp plan. I've been in this business for 42 years, and I've looked at a lot of companies over the years when I've compared them to what I was doing, and I've read a lot of comp plans. And the Active comp plan is amazing because it is designed to benefit the folks who are getting in this business and helping them make money from the get-go, and not just the folks at the top. It is a solid comp plan, and you can tell it was blessed when they put it together. Third thing, it's the right leadership team. Like I mentioned, the people that lead this company are men and women of character. And to give you a perfect example of that, not too long ago, I was back in the hospital. We're trying to fix that so that doesn't keep happening. But I got a phone call from David out of the blue. David Brown called me out of the blue and talked to me about 20 minutes and just asked, how was I doing? Now, Stu, I don't know about the rest of your life, but never have I had an opportunity where one of the co-founders of a multinational, multi-million-dollar company just calls to see, hey, how are you doing? You know, it's amazing. That was just amazing to me. And then finally, this is the right place and the right time. You know, biohealth is trending right now in the entire world. It's a global trend. It's projected by 2026, if you read most people, to be a $1 trillion industry in the next couple of years. $1 trillion industry. And the United States market, outside of, say, China, the United States market is the largest market for supplements in the world. So the opportunity that we have in this country to grow actives and to impact society, impact people on a personal level is amazing. I would not want to be any place than where we are right now. You know, this global wellness explosion is going to continue. It's unprecedented growth. Literally, if you read the next day or more, the question people need to ask is, how much of this growth do you want? And we want generations worth. So we're very, very excited to be here. It's like I tell the kids, we have first to market advantage with the products we have, with the epigenetic products that we have. And it's like Napoleon Hill always said, the next step is to always take action. So that's what we're trying to do, is take action. So hope that helps.
Wow, love it. Thank you so much, Scott, for sharing. I know some of that was a little personal in sharing your experiences with your health issues, but more importantly, thank you for being honest and for sharing your history of network marketing and why you joined Actives. I think all of us on this call and the thousands of others can agree with you and reiterate that that's why we're here at Actives, is the wonderful products that we have and the people. The compensation plan, as you pointed out, wasn't something that we just say, hey, let's just do this. It took months and months and collaborations with some of the people here on this call. You know, Karen was one of those that were in the mix of putting together the compensation plan that would benefit the single mothers, the beginners, novice, those who are doing network marketing for the first time. It's also a compensation plan that attracts big leaders that want to have generational income, as Scott pointed out. And so it wasn't something that was taken lightly. It was a lot of thought was put into it, and a lot of simulation on what can we do to make sure that it's the best plan out there for everyone joining Actives. And then, of course, it's the people. It always starts from the top down, right? And so with Ryan Thompson, our president, co-founder, and then also with David Brown, our CEO, on the leading this company. And then for you, Scott, and the many others on this call, our distributors and our leaders that makes Actives what it is today. I am also very blessed and appreciative to be part of a company like this. And so thank you again for your thoughts and for sharing that. And with that being said, I will turn the time over to our president, Ryan Thompson, to give our closing remarks.
Okay, thank you, Stu. You scared me for a second. I thought you were going to ask me to give the closing prayer. Closing remarks. Thanks, Stu. Sorry, that was a curveball. You know what? I'm going to throw you guys a curveball because we have with us in the office there with Angie Hawthorne, Mr. Ryan Mumford, our VP of Finance, who truthfully, he has a very important job here at Actives, as Stu mentioned, and it's fun to work with Mumford, and we don't get to hear from him enough. I said something to him yesterday on the call that I really meant. I was challenged by something, and I was having a conversation with him, and I said, you know, Ryan, you are, if not one of, you are the most creative thinker we have in the company. So I want you to chew on this problem for a while and see what you come up with. But anyways, we don't often characterize finance people as creative, but he's very creative. And so Ryan, why don't you take a couple minutes and just say hi to everybody?
Well, thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate that. You are always so kind. And one thing I love about the Actives family here is that everybody lifts each other up and strengthens each other. So thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. I even told that compliment to my wife immediately. I walked out of my office and told her. So that was very kind of you. Well, I love being a part of the Active family. And at the start of this call, Diane Young was reminding me about a fish bowl and some fish. So I've been thinking about that story. And then Scott told a story about Link. So now I need to share this analogy and see if this means anything. But I love our Actives products, and I love what they do for our family, and especially for my family. And so I make sure everyone in my family takes Link every day. But one of the core products in Link are the prebiotics that are in there that's really food for your microbiome. And so you can take a probiotic and provide more microorganisms for your body, or you can take a prebiotic, which provides food for the microbiome that you have and to strengthen them. So I think of it like a fish tank and fish. So you can go to the pet store and you can buy new guppies and new goldfish every day, and you can keep popping them into your fish tank. And that's like taking a probiotic, and you will always have fish for your kids to look at. But it'll be sad when those fish die. So you need to make sure that you provide fish food for your tank. So a prebiotic provides food for the fish that you have and can build them up and make them healthy and have a thriving ecosystem. And I think as we talk about the amazing benefits of butyric acid in Link, I don't want us to forget how important it is to have the prebiotic a part of Link. And everybody needs to have a prebiotic every day as part of their diet. We need a healthy biome, and that's not just providing a probiotic to them, but it's feeding the biome you have. So to add with Scott's amazing testimonial today of the power of Link in healing and health that came to him is focus and remind everybody about the benefits of having a prebiotic in your daily supplement needs. And I take Link, and I even divide Link up into smoothies every day for my kids and make sure that they're taking Link. So make sure to add Link to your daily diet, and that everybody you know needs to be taking Link.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. I knew the right thing was to pass the baton. Guys, give it up for Ryan Mumford. I think we're all gonna run out after this call and eat a delicious lunch of goldfish. Sorry, that the imagery, Ryan, I'm like sitting here thinking about my gut and thinking about fish. So I'm not sure if that's appetizing or unappetizing. I think it's the latter. Anyways, it's a great analogy, though. Great way to think about it. Thank you. And thank you, Scott, for your story. That was great. And I really enjoyed talking to you the other day and the in-depth conversation we had on the comp plan. It's great to have seasoned vets like you in Actives. Guys, I'm just going to take a couple minutes here. We've already gone our 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So just a couple minutes more. And I want to recognize the leaders that we have on this call. I saw Christina for a second. I know that she just got back from Chiapas, I think. She went down there for a surprise visit. I don't know if you're still down there or if you're back, you're still down there. All right, well, hello. She sent me a picture the other day with one of our leaders from Chiapas, Mexico, which is southeast. And she just kind of showed up and surprised people. So that was cool to see that happening. And I want to say hi to all the other leaders that we have on here as well. It's great to see some old friends and old faces. My old faces, I don't mean old faces, I mean old friends. Guys, I want to just share a short elevator pitch with you, if that's okay. And what's this elevator pitch about? This elevator pitch is about this principle that we all know, and I've been thinking about this and been doing some trainings lately and just talking to new people. It's fun. The onboarding process is fun. If you're new to the direct selling industry, in our case, the omni-channel industry or the network marketing industry, social selling, whatever you want to call it. Understanding this principle is critically important when you consider that you are here to build an asset that will pay you residually over the long haul. This isn't sales. Now, I guess let me couch that by saying everything in life is sales. Everything, right? Communication is if you're trying to communicate something, you could that arguably you could stretch that and say that's sales. But we are here to build a business, an individual distribution franchise. And so understanding the penny principle is really important. So I want everyone to be really good with this concept. And I said this is an elevator pitch, so I'm going to fly through it quick, right? If you're posed with the opportunity, someone presents to you the opportunity to take a penny, which doubles in value every single day over a month, versus be the very grateful recipient of $1 million, which of those two would you choose? The $1 million or a penny whose value doubles every day over the course of a month? Now, I think most people, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, and they say, I'll take the $1 million. And that's fine. But most people don't understand what they'd be giving up, right? $1 million is 1/5 the value of a penny that doubles in value. Now, the point of my message is not just to talk about this, right? And here you can see what happens. I want you to understand a certain trend that occurs both with the penny principle as well as what's referred to as a duplication method. Now, if you see day one, your penny is worth a penny, right? Day two, it's worth 2 pennies. Day 3, it jumps to 4 cents, then 8 cents. Day 5, you're up to 16 cents, right? Nothing to write home about. Well, let's fast forward 10 days. It's now worth $5.12. Again, nothing to write home about. How about day 20? Well, day 20, the value is up to $5,000, and that may feel like a lot to somebody, but that's pale in comparison to $1 million. I think that if this was me, if I chose the penny, by day 20, I'd be sweating bullets saying, I've made a big mistake here, right? I should have chose the $20. But if you peek around the corner, day 21, it's now to $10,000, 22, 20,000, and you can see it goes up. Now, here's what I want you to look at. Day 26 jumps to $335,000. And many of us are gonna say, wow, see, that's a lot of money. But guys, that's only 1/3 of $1 million, right? It still is pale in comparison to $1 million. It really doesn't materialize in terms of its value until you hit day 28. It only passes $1 million on the 28th day, right? So if you're in the month of November, if you're in the month of what month only has 28 days? I'm drawing a blank right now. It's not November.
February.
February, thank you. February, it'd be the last day of the month. Look at day 29, 2.6 million, then day 30, 5.3 million. Now, this is the point that I want to make. I know that this isn't new to any of you. You all have seen this, but have you ever paid attention to when the value surpasses $1 million? It doesn't do it until the 28th day. Now, let's switch gears and let's think about building your team, right? And all the hard work that goes into contacting, inviting, and presenting, and following up, and helping overcome objections, doing validation calls, doing presentations, training. There's a lot of work, and I was taught years ago by my mentor that in this industry, in the beginning, you work really hard and you make very little, and in the end, if you do it right, you'll make a lot, and the amount of work is greatly reduced. You work very little for the amount of money that you make. And that's the hope. That's what the objective is. And so when you understand the penny principle, that it really doesn't exceed that $1 million threshold until the 28th day, there are some direct parallels to how duplication works. And let me just go to the next slide here. This is how we can put into practice, right? Scott talked about taking action. How do you put into practice or take action on the penny principle here at Actives? If you're with Actives, you understand that epigenetic science and technology is the future of wellness and medicine, and you're in the right place at the right time to really take advantage of this huge trend, this rapidly expanding trend. How do you make your business grow? Well, without extensive training, without going through the whole success guide, I'll just start here. If you simply commit to contact or invite 15 people a day, an average of 45 to 60 days, what we see here is after 45 to 60 days, someone who's contacting 10 to 15 people a day will have 10 business partners. And I'm saying this is on average, so qualify for the 500 club. But about 2 months and you're gonna have 10 business partners. Now, statistically, we'd love it if everybody did what we did, but 1 or 2 people will do what you do, right? Other people might consume the product. They might build at their own rate. They might just self-select out. That's what happens. So I'm going to be realistic and say 2 out of the 10 will commit to following what you do, to copying what you do. It's called duplication, right? So 2 out of those 10 do 15 contacts per day. So if you look at the line 2, you plus 2 people are now contacting 15 per day. So now you have 45 contacts taking place each day in your business. Well, what happens at the 3rd generation? Well, you're going to work with those 2 people, help them enroll their first 10 people. Statistically, about 2 people are going to do what they do. So they're going to contact their 15 people per day. So now you have you plus your 2 directs, each one of them with their 2 directs. So now you have a total of 4, 5, 6, 7 people contacting 15 people per day. So that's a total of 105 invitations taking place in your business every day. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, will our business keep growing if there are 105 invitations taking place? Well, the answer is yes. If you have 105, and remind yourself that how many of those are you responsible for? Not 105, 15. You're just doing your 15 still. But now you can see on the graph in front of you what happens on that 4th generation. The 4 people that you're working with will eventually, in 45 to 60 days, will have 10 new business partners, 2 of whom will duplicate what they do. So now you have 16 people on that 4th generation that are inviting or contacting 15 people per day. And that's 225 total contacts taking place every day in your business. So question is will your business keep growing if there's 225 invitations taking place every day? Well, I hope that you, like I, will answer yes in the affirmative. It will continue to grow. And I don't need to explain this in longhand, because if you're looking at your screen, you can see what happens. If you're on your phone, you don't see what happens. Well, you work with you really can't resurrect the dead here. So if the 8 people who you enrolled are not interested, don't waste your time trying to, and I'm going to put in air quotes, resurrect the dead. It's easier to give birth. It's easier to give birth than to raise the dead, at least for us as humans, right? So focus on the 2 who are doing what you do, right? Focus on supporting the people who are following the system and showing up and just doing their part, right? The other 8 might be doing something, but we have to hold people accountable, right? You're going to support the people who do their part. That's all. That's the best way of framing it. But if you look at that next generation, 2 out of 10 people do their 15 invitations per day. Now you have 465 invitations taking place every single day. What rank will you be if you have a business and 465 invitations or contacts or phone calls are going out? You'll probably be a strong mid-level rank. That if we continue the duplication, that jumps to 945 per day, then 1900 per day. Then you have when you finally get to 128 people who are doing 15 contacts per day, now you have 3,375 invitations per day. And I'm going to stop right there, because again, I just want to make a point. And the question that I want to pose to you and want you to answer is, will your business grow if you have 3,375 people contacts taking place each day? The answer is a resounding yes. And what the answer to what rank you'll be is, you'll probably be an A16 times 5, right? With that many contacts taking place every single day. But guys, there's no secret to this success. Oftentimes we look around, well, what's the secret? Well, you got to sign up before the company launches, or well, you got to come with a pre-built organization. Well, you got to have done network marketing for 20 years. Well, you got to, listen to Eric Worre every day. No, that's not the secret to success. The secret to success is understanding the penny principle and understanding the law of duplication, which I've just laid out right here. This principle, this system of duplication, doesn't care what product is that you're marketing. It doesn't care what time of year it is. It doesn't care about seasonalities. It doesn't care what the compensation plan is. Being loyal to a system is what will inoculate you from distractions and your team, and protect your team from distractions. So it's extremely exciting to celebrate, the product, the comp plan, the timing, all of that stuff is really, really important. But understand the system, that if you really want to grow, harness the power of the law of averages. That's what this is. We're harnessing the power of the law of averages. So what tools do we have to help you navigate this? If this is new to you, I would invite you to go to the app, to go to the virtual office, pull out the commission calculator, and put together a game plan for yourself. Here's a game plan that I typed out. I like doing this with people and just helping them understand how to project and how to forecast their business. This assumes that you're going to enroll 2 new business partners per month at a 200 PV level, each with a 200 PV auto ship. And this also assumes that half of them are going to drop off every month. Half of them are going to drop off. That's a 50% retention rate monthly. And 20%, or 2 out of 10 people who you eventually enroll, are going to duplicate you. So the same example I just used. Now, if you enroll this is 3 people per month, not 2 people. You enroll 3 people per month at a 50% rate of retention and a 20% rate of duplication. That means your team is duplicating, but only 2 out of 10 people. By the end of the year, you will have earned over $43,000, and you'll be on track to tripling that in your second year. An average income for an A12 is $10,000, and that's the rank that you'll have by the end of the year. So again, I've tried to build in some realism here, some retention and some attrition and a realistic rate of duplication. But guys, this is predicated upon adherence to a system, right? And I'll just close by saying this. A lot of people get frustrated. They feel like they're doing all this stuff. They're on all the Zooms, they're doing presentations. But what they're not doing is adhering to a basic plan of action, a daily plan of action, right? And we say this sometimes so we're blue in the face is if you want to be paid like a business, you got to treat it like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. Most of our hobbies don't pay us very well. And all that means is implement habits and be disciplined about taking action. And updating your Facebook profile every day or organizing your emails, that's not productive work, right? That might make you feel like you're busy. Productive work is when you are contacting and presenting. Contacting and presenting. Training's important, but be careful not to fall into management mode. Contacting or inviting and presenting is where those are the 2 behaviors where the rubber hits the road. So anyways, I wanted to leave that with you. I said that was an elevator pitch. That's a really long, we just had a really long elevator ride. For all of you, if you're wondering which elevator we were on, we were like the elevator for the Empire State Building maybe. But I'm gonna leave that with all of you guys and challenge you to really harness the law of averages and make September be just the best month ever, September is a really important month. We're going into a really great month of October historically in this industry. So I'll see you guys at the top. Thank you very much for jumping on today. And Scott, I loved hearing your story. Stu, I'll turn the time back to you.
Great. Thanks a lot, Ryan. Really appreciate it. I think someone pushed all the buttons in the elevator going up to the Empire State Building. So we had a lot of time to listen to your wonderful presentation there. I love the analogy of the penny and how it's tied into duplication. And that is the key in this business. I know Scott can attest to it in his 40 plus years of seeing his parents and then his sister and then himself and the many others that he worked with and the many others that's on this call, the Christina or A16, see the power of duplication and the effect that it can have. And like Ryan said, there's no secret recipe or a secret formula to growing this business or your business and the duplication model. It's, contacting and presenting, and that's all we can do to duplicate the success here at Actives. And so thank you, Ryan, for those words and those reminders as well. So to wrap us on this call, I will turn the time over to Angie, who's in the office there with Ryan, to do our Wheel of Names.
All right, thank you, Stu, and I'm going to stop the recording.